Have you ever had one of those days where you looked around and thought, when did everything start feeling so heavy? Maybe it's the little things, getting up from a chair, reaching for something on a high shelf, or even just planning an outing. It's not that you can't do it, it's just that it takes a little more effort than it used to. And if you're anything like most people past 70, you might have had moments where you wondered, am I slowly losing the life I worked so hard to build? If you've ever felt that way, first of all, you're not alone. Second, you're not powerless. Staying independent isn't about fighting aging, it's about working with it, adapting smartly, and choosing daily actions that keep you strong, capable, and in control of your own life. That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. In this video, we're diving into 5 powerful ways you can stay independent after 70. Practical, real-world steps that can make a difference starting today. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need to move to a retirement community. You don't even need to overhaul your entire life. All it takes is a little awareness, a little consistency, and a lot of self-respect, and I know you have that in you. So, let's get right into it. The first and most important habit to staying independent after 70 is maintaining your strength, especially your leg strength. You might be surprised to hear that one of the biggest factors that leads to losing independence isn't memory loss. It's losing the ability to get up, move around, and stay mobile. The muscles in your legs, your thighs, your calves, your hips, they're your foundation. They're what keep you steady when you step off a curb, climb stairs, or get out of bed in the morning. Here's the thing, muscle naturally weakens as we get older, but that doesn't mean we're destined to become frail. Studies have shown that even people well into their 80s and 90s can rebuild muscle with the right exercises. And you don't have to deadlift hundreds of pounds to see a difference. Just a few simple habits can make an enormous impact. For example, when you're standing at the kitchen counter, brushing your teeth, or waiting for your coffee to brew, practice standing on one foot for 10 to 15 seconds at a time. Then switch. This improves balance and gently strengthens the muscles you rely on most. Even just doing a few slow, controlled sit-to-stands from a chair every day can work wonders. The key is consistency. It's not about being perfect or pushing yourself too hard. It's about reminding your body, every single day, hey, we're still strong. We're still moving forward. And every small effort you make now is an investment into your future freedom. The ability to walk confidently into your favorite store, to stroll through the park, or to simply get yourself out of a chair without needing a hand. Now, let's talk about the second way you can reclaim your independence, and this one might surprise you. It's mastering the art of saying yes to help, but no to dependency. There's a big difference between accepting help and becoming dependent. One keeps you connected, while the other quietly chips away at your confidence. You know how it feels when someone rushes over to do something for you, opening a jar, carrying your bag, before you even ask? It's tempting to just let them do it. It's easier. It's faster. And sometimes it just feels polite to let them help. But here's the truth. Every time you give up something you can still do, you're handing over a little piece of your independence. Not because you need to, but because it's convenient in the moment. Over time, that adds up. Now, I'm not saying you should refuse help when you truly need it. Not at all. We're human beings. We're meant to support each other. What I am saying is, pause for a second when someone offers to do something for you. Ask yourself, can I still do this on my own? If the answer is yes, even if it's a little slower, even if it takes a bit more effort, give yourself the chance to do it. Every time you open that jar yourself, every time you carry that light bag to the car, you're reminding yourself and everyone around you, I am still capable. I am still in charge of my life. It's these tiny moments of everyday empowerment that build resilience. They're like stacking little bricks of confidence, one on top of the other, until you've built a fortress around your independence. And speaking of resilience, that brings us right into our next point, one that doesn't just affect your body, but your spirit too. One of the strongest pillars of staying independent after 70 is keeping your mind just as active as your body. Physical strength is vital, but mental resilience is what fuels your motivation, your decisions, and even your sense of purpose. And let's be honest, independence isn't just about moving around on your own. It's about making your own choices, thinking clearly, solving problems, and feeling confident that you are still the captain of your ship. Keeping your mind sharp doesn't have to involve solving complicated puzzles or memorizing endless lists. In fact, the most effective ways to build mental resilience often come from real-life activities that are meaningful and enjoyable. Try learning something new, anything. Maybe it's a few words in a different language, a new recipe you've never cooked before, or even a new route to the park you love walking in. Challenging your brain with fresh experiences keeps those neural pathways flexible and strong. You don't have to master a new hobby overnight. It's about the process, not the result. Every time you stretch your mind, even just a little, you're telling yourself, "I'm still growing. I'm still alive inside." That inner aliveness is the very heart of independence. Because once you stop learning, once you stop exploring, that's when life can start to feel smaller. And you, my friend, deserve a life that keeps expanding, not shrinking. Another simple, yet powerful way to strengthen your mind is staying socially connected. Conversations, real, meaningful conversations, light up parts of the brain in ways that reading or watching TV simply can't. Even short chats with neighbors, phone calls with family, or sharing a story with a grandchild can stimulate memory, reasoning, and emotional intelligence. And when your mind is active and your emotions are engaged, you feel stronger, steadier, and more rooted in yourself. Now that we're on the topic of feeling steady, let's touch on something that doesn't get talked about nearly enough: adapting your environment to work with you, not against you. Your home should be your greatest supporter, not a hidden obstacle course. Yet so many homes are filled with little traps that can slowly chip away at confidence. Rugs that slip underfoot. Chairs that are too low and hard to get out of. Poor lighting that makes it tough to see steps clearly. Making a few smart changes around your home isn't about admitting defeat. It's about setting yourself up for success. It's about being smart enough to say, "I'm preparing for my best life, not bracing for the worst." And that's powerful. Start simple. Replace those slippery rugs with ones that have non-slip backing. Install grab bars in the bathroom, not because you can't stand without them, but because you shouldn't have to worry about standing. Good lighting in hallways and stairwells? It's not a luxury. It's a foundation for moving confidently in your own space. Now that we're on the topic of feeling steady, let's touch on something that doesn't get talked about nearly enough: adapting your environment to work with you, not against you. Your home should be your greatest supporter, not a hidden obstacle course. Yet so many homes are filled with little traps that can slowly chip away at confidence. Rugs that slip underfoot. Chairs that are too low and hard to get out of. Poor lighting that makes it tough to see steps clearly. Making a few smart changes around your home isn't about admitting defeat. It's about setting yourself up for success. It's about being smart enough to say, "I'm preparing for my best life, not bracing for the worst." And that's powerful. Start simple. Replace those slippery rugs with ones that have non-slip backing. Install grab bars in the bathroom, not because you can't stand without them, but because you shouldn't have to worry about standing. Good lighting in hallways and stairwells? It's not a luxury. It's a foundation for moving confidently in your own space. And here's something people don't realize: every small adjustment you make to create a safer, easier home environment isn't just about avoiding accidents. It's about preserving your mental energy. When you don't have to hesitate at the top of the stairs, when you don't have to second-guess stepping out of the shower, you save that energy for the things that actually matter: the phone call with a loved one, the walk to your favorite cafe, the hobby that lights you up inside. You deserve to live in a space that helps you move freely, think clearly, and feel proud of your independence every single day. So, we've talked about building strength in your body, keeping your mind sharp, and creating a home that lifts you up instead of dragging you down. Each of these pieces builds on the next, creating a strong, steady foundation for living independently well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. But there's still one more piece to this puzzle, something that touches your heart just as much as it touches your habits. the last piece, and perhaps the most important of all, is nurturing your emotional strength. Because staying independent after 70 isn't just about muscle and memory. It's also about your heart. It's about believing deep down that your life still has value, purpose, and excitement waiting for you. And that belief? That's what fuels the fire to keep moving forward, even on the hard days. One of the best ways to stay emotionally strong is to reconnect with your passions, or even discover new ones. It's easy to fall into routines that are safe and familiar. But passions? They breathe life into your soul. They give you a reason to get up in the morning with a sense of curiosity, not dread. Maybe you used to love gardening, painting, woodworking, or volunteering. Maybe you've always wanted to learn how to play an instrument, or start writing stories from your life. It doesn't have to be a grand, dramatic pursuit. It just has to be something that's yours. Something that reminds you that your life is still growing, not winding down. When you have a passion, even a small one, you stay connected to who you are beyond the roles you've played, beyond being a parent, a worker, a caregiver. You stay connected to yourself. And that inner connection is what keeps you strong when challenges come knocking at your door. Another part of emotional independence is giving yourself permission to set boundaries. You don't have to say yes to every invitation, every favor, or every expectation placed on you. Just because you have more time doesn't mean you owe it all away. Your time is precious. Your energy is sacred. Saying no to things that drain you isn't selfish, it's wise. It's courageous. It's how you protect the life you want to keep living on your own terms. And finally, remember, independence doesn't mean isolation. Staying independent doesn't mean doing everything alone or pretending you don't need anyone. True independence is about having the strength to stand on your own and the wisdom to reach out when it matters. It's about building relationships that are based on mutual respect, not obligation. Friendships that lift you up, not wear you down. You deserve relationships where you feel seen, heard, and valued, not just as someone's grandparent or neighbor or old friend, but as a whole person with dreams, opinions, and stories that still deserve to be shared. At the end of the day, staying independent after 70 is about living on purpose. It's about choosing strength, choosing curiosity, choosing self-respect, even when the world sometimes wants to treat you like you're fragile or invisible. It's about standing tall, inside and out, and saying, "This is my life, and I'm not done writing the story." So let's take a deep breath together. Right now. In through the nose, and out through the mouth. Feel that? That's life still flowing through you. That's energy. That's possibility. And here's the beautiful truth. You don't have to make giant changes overnight. Independence isn't built by dramatic gestures. It's built by small, steady actions, repeated day after day. A few extra steps. A few mindful choices. A few brave decisions to keep growing, keep reaching, keep believing. You are not defined by your age. You are defined by your spirit, and your spirit is strong. If today's conversation resonated with you, I'd love for you to share your thoughts in the comments. What's one small thing you're doing, or want to start doing, to keep your independence alive and thriving? Let's inspire each other. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone you care about. Let's build a community where growing older means growing stronger, not smaller. Here's to you, to your strength, your wisdom, and your incredible journey ahead. Stay independent. Stay proud. Stay unstoppable.